Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Highly Suspicious Podcast with Louie and Preston. My name is Louie.
My name's Preston.
We are reporting once again live from the Trap House. I like watching other people's reaction to that because I guarantee that neither of these people have listened to this shit before.
Yeah, but that is how we start every episode, and it's just kind of happened on its own too. Like, it wasn't rehearsed or anything like that, which is so funny.
So I don't really know how to introduce y'all. How do y'all want to introduce yourself?
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave the burden.
We usually
to you
let
guys.
people do that.
Sure. My name's Ben. I'm from Lexington. I love making music and radio show.
You're losing points already for the Lexington thing.
Should've
But
done that.
okay.
Damn.
My name's Hank. I'm from Owensboro. I don't know. if
Yes,
y'all
sir.
familiar. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Are you from Owensboro?
My girlfriend's family's from Owensboro.
Nice.
And I have some family in like eastern Kentucky over there. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
fuck with Owensboro.
There we go.
I fuck with Lexington too. I'm just a hater. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
He's there half the time anyway. His best friend's there. Like, he's
Oh, okay.
always
I was
at some
Listen,
party
with
in
Louisville
Lexington.
doing that shit at basketball there this year, I was rooting for UK. But they got out this weekend anyway.
That's really sad.
so you root for Louisville outside
Usually,
of that?
yeah.
Yes, sir. This is the most hater shit you all have ever heard, but I was literally watching the Kentucky game yesterday, and I was like, please lose. Please make these fuckers cry.
No, I do the same thing. It's like Owensboro is so UK heavy. Like I was like always the outsider for being a U of L fan. So I'm like,
It's
really
kind of
intense
funny,
about it.
though,
Burned
that
in.
both
Yeah.
those are such big basketball programs specifically.
It's just
But
hilarious
just,
because it's only in
but
the state
outside of
Kentucky.
Louisville,
Yeah.
it's all Kentucky fans.
Oh, it's so true.
My dad always says that most of the Kentucky fans haven't even ever been to college, so
That's real.
I just always say
That makes sense, yeah.
Dang.
Maybe that's why there's so much camo with UK gear. Louisville doesn't have any, I don't think.
Oh yeah, and we're together with another guy, Paul Pfeiffer. We're a JV Film Club. We're a local band.
Indeed. We're kind of playing musical chairs with our bassist.
Yeah.
That's cool, though. I mean, you gotta feel it out.
Yeah.
Do you have one bassist that you like more than the others?
We just have a
Tough
lot of.
question,
We've just been cycling through bases.
We had one, and then we got a second
Was that
one.
intentional?
Yeah,
or
what's
was
the
it
deal
just
with that?
circumstance?
Are you all just saying fuck that bassist and moving on to the next, or
No, 'cause-
motherfuckers just busy?
Because there was four of us
Yeah.
originally, and then we had a gig, and we had a couple more coming out, and then suddenly it was like, hey, we don't have a bassist anymore. He's got another
Damn.
group, so
Yeah.
farewell.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I think just guys can't commit.
I know a lot of musicians with other projects, so it is
Yeah.
like it sucks, but it's not surprising either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it definitely is like a
Talk about a busy motherfucker, though. Musicians are busy.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Some of the busiest people I know because they just will have like 3 different things. Like they'll do solo shit and then they'll have like 2 bands going on,
Right.
Yeah.
and that's just a lot of fucking shit.
Our friend Doug, I swear to God, he has like multiple bands.
Yeah.
How many does he have? He'd test the water with different ones.
He's got at least 4 projects he's working on.
Holy
Because he'll do a
crap.
lot of like he'll do solo shit consistently, but he has 3 other bands for sure that he's associated with,
That's
does
impressive.
shit on albums with.
But that's kind of the grind that I see for a lot of musicians. Are you all spending a lot of fucking time on this shit? On gigs and rehearsing and...
I know you've had some shows in Louisville, so
Yeah, we've been playing together for about a year.
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's been a year.
Yeah.
Wow, it's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
most bands don't even last that long.
Exactly.
That's true. Yeah,
That's
I
a
mean,
good sign.
Either
We're-
that or they go the distance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're doing our best to get together as much as we can. We're just all busy dudes.
Yeah.
It's hard to make our schedules on, but yeah, I mean, like we get together
Yeah,
at least
hobbies.
once a week. But, yeah,
That's what it
it's
takes.
true.
Especially like at our age. I don't know how old y'all are, but y'all like about as
22.
old as us.
Yeah, 21.
This is the busiest time in people's fucking lives, so
Yeah, man.
it's
Yeah.
hard to
It's a good
make
point.
shit fit in.
Oh my, yeah, I was actually literally like 2 hours ago was like sweating thinking
Yeah.
about all the stuff I have going on, but it's worth it though. You know, I love getting to do stuff like that and like this too. Like I did not
Yeah.
expect to be on a podcast. This is awesome. It's sick.
It's definitely a highlight for like my week. So I definitely know that just having something like
That's-
this. Something creative, something to push yourself out there.
That's kind of how I look at it.
It's what
too.
makes life worth
Like,
living, honestly.
It's more
Yeah,
work,
agreed.
but it's something that's worth doing. You know, less than a lot of the other shit I do, like you know, working and going to school and shit like that. There's some motivation to actually do your own shit.
Yeah.
So, how did y'all come together in the first place?
I met our other consistent member Paul at a party actually, and it was after the Greek sing event because I was playing for sorority and he was playing for frat. Your frat, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he came to me and he's like, "Hey, I saw you guys' performance. That was lit. I would love to jam with you sometime." So I was like, "Okay, great." And the thing is, like, I had almost left the party earlier, so it made me so glad that I had stuck around.
Hey,
Because then I
shit
met
like
him
that
and I
happens
met
for
this
a
guy.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember that. Paul was like, yeah, I talked to Ben. He's the Chi Omega dude with the long hair. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, he would love to join the band. So Paul and I were, we moved in together August of 2021, I think. So it was, like almost 2 years ago. And we started jamming together then. But nothing really
Nothing
concrete
formal.
formed.
Yeah.
Until a few months in. And then we started jamming with another dude who's with us. His name's Garrett. And then because Garrett was with us when you jumped on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it just, it's been cycled through, but now we got the big three, me, Paul, and Ben. And Paul and I also go way back. I mentioned this earlier, but literally
Since
grew up
kids.
together. Yeah, so we've known each other for
Yeah.
years. It's cool to do something like this with him for the first time.
Do you think that there's a different type of musical chemistry you get when you know somebody for a long time, or do you think it's just the same with
Ooh.
Ben,
Yeah.
where
How's your jam
you've met
session
him
usually go? Is
just
it
a
like-
couple of years ago?
That's a really good question.
That is
What
a
do you
good
think?
question.
Have you...
I don't know. We're still kind of figuring that out. Like, I found that this is at a jam a couple weeks ago, and we kind of started playing because usually we'll just start out and we're playing a progression that like none of us has ever played for the other people. So like you kind of just jump in, and sometimes usually we'll end before we really get anywhere. But like a couple weeks ago we were jamming, and we kind of like found a finish. We kind of like followed through and played.
Found the rhythm early on.
Yeah, maybe
Close
twice
it
as
out.
long, and like
Yeah.
we all just kind of like slowed down and then ended together.
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
was really cool.
shit, guys. We just did that.
And I feel like it's always like one of us will stop and we always kind of taper off.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
And
really
it was
cool.
like, all right,
Like,
what are we
off the
actually
top.
going to start with?
That's
it kinda
true.
worked.
Yeah, that was cool. I definitely think, like, just, from knowing Paul as a kid, like, there was a little more comfort there originally. Just, like, I knew I could kind of let it out in front of him. But, like, as far as the start of jamming with him, it was honestly the same as it was with you. Like, like, cause I'd never really jammed before.
It's kind of hard playing music in front of other people.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
for the
'cause-
first time.
And making music with people, like
Yeah.
performing something with people.
'Cause-
There's kind of like this.
Yeah.
Will I be able to keep up? Like,
Yeah, there's a lot of
Are
communication.
we gonna?
Like, you might not be saying anything.
And without saying anything.
You think it made it easier, not harder, to make music in front of somebody that you've known for a long time?
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
I've kind of felt like that when I've been making some music with other people. I've done nothing professionally, but just like even with some of my tight homies making music, it's still like, I don't want to be doing some stupid shit in front of somebody whose opinion I actually respect.
Yeah.
As opposed to some just random fucking dude, which I think made it easier to play music when I was like in middle school band and high school band and shit like that. Because it's like, these people are fucking nerds, man. Like, like they don't give a fuck if I'm going crazy or not.
Yeah, we all got something weird going
Go
on.
crazy on
Yeah.
the sax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you play sax?
Mhm.
I played
Oh,
trombone
shit.
before I joined choir.
Trombone.
Yeah,
That's a very
60
specific.
years, baby.
That's a very specific archetype
Yeah.
of
Oh,
person,
yeah.
I think.
What's the archetype of a trombone player?
So it's kind of this carefree, I don't know. It's a very specific type of person. It's kind of a carefree type of person that,
Usually a tall, skinny dude, I think.
for sure.
Yeah,
Fits Ben. Yeah, that fits you pretty well.
something like that. Yeah. And all the other trombone players I marched with are
That's actually
new
kind
for the
of
most
nuts.
part. Yeah.
So when y'all are playing music, it's really some like free-form jazz almost type of shit.
I only
where-
did one. As far as the band, we're trying to funkify it a little bit, but I only ever did 1 year jazz band. Honestly, that was my favorite year.
Yeah, there's some like funk elements. See, I feel like that's like with jams, it's so easy to go to like blues or funk. Like I don't know, like I feel like that's like
Or just feeling it out. You can
Yeah.
play the same thing over again
yeah,
a few
exactly.
times, and
It's
somebody
so,
else
like,
can pick that up.
improvisational.
Yeah.
Like but I don't know. I lean more toward like a poppy sound. I think that's like kind of my like pop, rock, indie. I don't know. It is easy to make, and we have like with the songs we have written, it's really hard to like define. I think like there's some R&B.
It's not really like one
there's
box
rock,
that it fits
there's
into. Yeah.
like kind of more surf rock. I don't know. It's kind of all over the place, but it's fun.
That's good though. Like
Yeah.
I confess I say alternative, but I really don't know what that means. You know?
that
Yeah.
means
It's a very
different. Yeah,
it's a very
ambiguous.
broad thing, right? I was kind of talking with my girl about this earlier today because I visited her at work. She works at 1020 over there. She was playing music on like the speakers in there. She was playing like a folk playlist, and I was just kind of like, what the fuck even is folk? Like, it's kind of just
Kind of
whatever
bluegrass,
doesn't
kind
fit
of
into like,
alternative.
yeah, just a very
Interesting.
nondescript, sort of thing. And
Yeah.
alternative's kind of that same way
Mhm.
where if you don't fit into that certain mold, you just kind of, it's the other shit. It's
I
alternative.
think it is more
Yeah.
like pop rocky in general, but it's also like it's good to not be going for a specific sound from what I'm hearing, and to just kind of be feeling it out and making your own sound. We appreciate original music. We'll do our musical intermission later, but we always say like we like shit that just sounds unique, stuff that's all its own. And like drawing influence is good, but you got to put that towards your own shit.
Yeah.
Right.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I feel like we're still like working on coming up with like a uniform sound because there's like we have like great song ideas. I love the songs we have, but it's like I mean we've talked about this like trying to make it like a JV Film Club song,
Mhm.
like sound like it. It's hard though. It's hard work, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Super fun.
I just wanted to confirm this. So you all don't have any music on like Spotify or anything?
Not yet. We actually
You're working on
We
it.
But
started
you're in the
spring break
lab,
last year.
you're in the
in the
stew.
lab. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had one studio session. It's hard. Like, it's
Takes a
taken a
while.
long time.
Yeah.
We have to go back and finish it.
Like
Gotcha.
a type of studio where you had to pay for it type of thing.
No, luckily I have a friend in the School of Music who's a music and
Hey.
media major.
So you
cool.
recorded here?
Yeah, at the School of Music.
Very
so
cool.
Yeah.
he, if
Fuck
anything, just
yeah.
wanted some experience, and we bought him some pizzas. So
Nice.
It was awesome.
and then I smoked him out.
That's what
so
it takes,
Pretty good
yeah.
trade-off.
That is a good trade off. Yeah, no, it was wholesome. He was great. It was just like I think we all felt the jitters being in there for the first time. Like we never really
Being in
actually-
like a real studio,
Yeah, it was-
you're
it
like,
was
oh my
scary. I
god.
was like, I don't want to mess this up.
I can
but-
imagine.
It'll be fun to return and to like
Yeah.
see the finished product. That's gonna be awesome. So hopefully next time we're
Yeah,
going next weekend.
That's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend Pierce, who does the intro beat to the podcast, he was at University of Louisville for one semester, and for like a 1 day span, he was like, "Oh fuck, they got studios in here. I'm gonna be in that hoe." And then the next day, he came back and he was disappointed. He was like, "Bruh, only music majors can get in there."
Damn.
And then he said, "Fuck this, I'm dropping out."
Damn, what did he start with at school?
I don't know if he ever actually picked a major. I have no idea.
Okay.
Maybe it was for one semester. Yeah, well, could not.
But yeah, he was always kind of trying to make music.
He's making music now though. He's made 3 different intros for us for the
Dang,
past few
really?
seasons. And
3 or
he's-
4?
Is it 4 now? This is 5th season. 4.
Dang, that's awesome.
really
How long have you all been doing this? How many like years?
We've been doing it since
I believe.
2021,
Dang, man.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Damn,
Would you
that
say
makes it
this-
sound like we're fucking getting old, bro. Like,
Would you say this was in any way a response to COVID happening, like suddenly having a lot more time? on your hands?
So sort of.
it was kind of after COVID.
It was
for real.
like
Right. Sounds like it.
we went through COVID, and he was in my bubble. He was like the only friend that I actually got to see, basically. And it was like I would sneak out of my grandparents' house, who I was staying with at the time, just to go smoke with Louis and just hang out for a little bit. And we would just have crazy conversations. We'd be like, "Damn, we should have been like recording this. This would have been because it's just we're funny together. We're goofy together. We've been friends
But-
a long time.
We also talk about some crazy
But we would also
shit,
listen to music,
like-
and we would like talk about the music, or we would like
and then
talk
we'll go on some super
yeah,
philosophical
God,
shit.
kind of
If it takes
tips.
it in, bro. Yeah.
Man.
So we just kept thinking, like, man, this shit should be fucking recorded.
And then we did it.
And we were trying to do it for the longest time. We were really trying to do this for like a year before we actually started.
And then even
putting this
before
shit
that,
out.
we were talking about like a whole different kind of podcast. We were talking about doing like an audio drama. Like, if
Oh,
you know what
shit.
that means.
Yeah.
I
And we
don't.
just we had like a world built for it. This is going way back.
Yeah, I want to hear
But-
that.
Let's hear the origin.
But we were originally going to do an entirely different kind of podcast, just straight storytelling,
Okay, well,
and get like different friends
Some
on
acting
as
shit.
Voice actors and
That's
stuff
awesome.
like that. And
It
would
never
just be,
came
like,
to
us writing
fruition,
it.
unfortunately.
It might happen
but-
one day. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
scared to revisit. I remember enough to like go into it.
at any moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god,
There'd
that's
be
awesome.
there'd definitely be some like Atlantis type or like
Just some
lost
crazy
civilization shit going on.
shit.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
We're also sort of working on a movie with another friend.
Nice.
But that was because we just got really drunk at Granville one day and we just started saying, you know what would be great? A stoner horror comedy.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh, that sounds awesome.
I saw something. It was like I don't know if this was officially happening or something. I feel like I saw Seth Rogen was involved, so that gives me hope. But it was Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone.
Yes.
Except it's gonna be
He
him
is
as an
doing some-
adult, and it was gonna be called Stoned Alone.
Oh my
No
god.
And it's
way.
the same shit, like people breaking in, I think, but he somehow comes up with these.
That's gotta be a meme.
No,
I don't know.
No, I've
If
heard
that's
about
a
that
real
too,
thing.
actually.
Yeah.
Is it like an actual thing?
I
Oh my
actually
God.
like Macaulay Culkin now that he's like
Mm.
he started doing other projects
I
now
think his name
that
is
he's an
officially
adult.
not Macaulay Culkin. No, Macaulay Culkin. I think he legally changed it.
That's
What the
hilarious.
He like put out a
That's fucking
a
hilarious.
poll on one of his like accounts on social media.
He
and
would do
asked-
something like that though.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
It was like
He's
several
crazy in
other
a great
crazy
way.
names, and that's the one that won.
Love it.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I'm
awesome.
pretty sure. Yeah.
You know he's
That's
married
so
to
good.
Brenda
What a
Song.
great name.
He's married
No.
to Brenda Song from
Wendy
Sweet
Wu,
Life of-
Homecoming
That's
Warrior.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I know.
That's
It's so
actually
wholesome.
crazy.
Wait, what? How do we get on Macaulay Culkin?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Movie
Seth
Stoned
Rogen,
Alone.
Stoned
Yeah,
Alone.
yeah, yeah.
I really want to see that if that's happening. That sounds fantastic.
I bet that would be funny,
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially if Seth Rogen was behind it.
He does
We've-
not miss. Maybe he misses, but I like a lot of stuff. He
But you don't
does.
hear about those ones.
It's true.
Is it not fucked up how people get typecasted? Like
True.
Macaulay Culkin was literally typecasted at like
As the
8 years old
that
as
kid.
the Home Alone kid, and never part
Liked
of it
his
was
career.
Same with
Part
the
of
guy
it
who
was
played
drugs
Anakin
and stuff.
Skywalker in Phantom Menace.
But
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
has he? I've literally
I
never
don't
seen.
know if he's done anything else.
Oh, in the
I don't
Phantom
think he
Menace?
has.
Yeah.
No, he's actually. This is really sad. He's like actually
Like a lot of
schizophrenic.
headache. Oh, really?
Damn.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I heard about it. It was like in 2015. He like went to psych ward. And, like, I think he's like still there. I know. That's sorry. That really took a dark turn. But yeah, I
Yeah.
just read that
That
recently.
sucks.
Damn, I'm about to
Yeah.
start crying on the podcast. bro.
That'd be a first.
Yeah,
Season
sorry.
5. For the first time ever. I saw another. Speaking of Seth Rogen, I know I'm the one that brought him up. There was a trailer because they're coming out with the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie,
I saw
but it's
that.
in the animated style of like Into the Spider-Verse.
Mhm.
Which looks
awesome.
fucking
Because they're
awesome.
actually supposed to be going off of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics,
Oh,
which are
sweet.
better and more
Than any
consistent
incarnation.
than any film genre
Dang.
that's been released so far. Because that's how comics are. They've just
Yeah.
been doing them for years, and
Yeah.
they'll let different people do different
I used
stories.
to love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Solid.
What was the best one?
I really haven't seen enough.
Yeah, I was gonna
Best
say I can't.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I mean,
Oh, the
Mm.
coolest one, Michelangelo. Like Leonardo was pretty badass, and Raphael was like the fucking mean one who could get
The-
shit done.
yeah, Raphael is the correct.
Michelangelo was at the laptop. all the time.
Raphael was the correct answer. That's
Oh,
funny.
really? Yeah.
I read that line
Because he
because
was red.
that's my answer.
Go Cards.
He was also a
Plus
badass
he's-
though. He had like the
Even
the knives
Yeah,
and
the-
shit. He went hard, bro.
But Michelangelo was definitely the stoner of the group.
Mhm.
If they didn't
Yeah.
all smoke.
Was he the one with like?
The
Did
orange.
they all eat pizza? I guess.
Yeah, they all ate.
Yeah.
pizza.
But he was the one that
That
really
doesn't imply
liked
smoking
pizza.
weed, I
Yeah.
guess.
It's like I was imagining. I think they are all stoners.
He's. You might be right.
What
He's-
else would
he's
they
like
be doing in the
goofball.
sewers with a rat
That's
eating pizza? That's
Yeah.
abundant ass shit.
Our musical intermission. Did you all come up
Yeah.
with a song?
Yeah. We talked about it, discussed it a little bit.
Is it something that
I do. I think it's interesting. It's a song we've covered at
cool?
our shows.
Very
before.
cool.
So, like, it's interesting because the music we've written is not similar to it at all.
Yeah,
but like,
like
yeah. But I was like, I
Incredibly
would love to
interesting.
make music like that.
Yeah.
I think it's inspiring.
Yeah.
As a song, but like when you hear like our first song, our first single, it doesn't really sound anything like it. But I mean, I love playing that one live. I think the energy of that song is great.
Yeah.
Influence can come from different things.
That's true.
Yeah, you could just
You know,
like
it
the
doesn't have
vibe
to
of the
just
song,
sound
and you
like
don't
it.
want to sound like it, but you want to
Yeah.
create a similar feeling.
Sometimes you'll like hear a couple notes and it's like, wait, I really like
All
that.
I like that
Interval.
part
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
So we connect.
But I will say, I started doing something. This is talking back about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I started like practicing this a while back. We were searching for bassists, right? We were talking earlier about having someone else come and jam with us in the next couple of weeks. But the criteria is they have to like add to the song atmosphere, like maybe not just stating their opinion about shit, but just like adding something in, Hey, what if I did this,
Yeah.
And they have to like movies, right? But watching Marvel movies, watching movies that I'm excited for, trailers can just give away too much.
True.
So my friend started showing me the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer, and I was like, no. I saw the
Literally
animation
stop.
style, I
Yeah.
was like, I'm psyched. I don't need to see it anymore.
I totally agree. If it's when I'm at the movies, if it's a movie I'm excited for, I do not watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, I will cover my eyes.
I've definitely started to feel that way too. It's kind of crazy how much they'll reveal.
Yeah.
Like, Preston, have I not been on this show for fucking years saying that exact thing that you just said?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yes, on the realest shit possible.
If someone ever asks me, like, what the fuck I'm talking about, I'm like, okay, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, this is the example I usually use. Like, seeing Hulk bust into the fucking arena, like, if I didn't know that shit going
That's
into
true.
the theater,
Marvel movies especially give away
Yeah.
a ton because they
Yeah,
love to
that's
show
what it started
like
with
all
me.
this characters in it. When
that would have blown my mind.
can you imagine if like with Captain America: Civil War, if they had not revealed that Spider-Man was in it?
Yeah,
and you
or-
watch the
That
movie,
would've been
like,
or
insane.
anything about
They just hear
it.
people talking about it.
yeah.
Even
I think
those
the
like
art-
mid-tier movies would probably do better if they revealed less in the trailers.
I think the art of the trailers
As long as some
kinda
people go
got
see
away.
it, start talking about it.
I think there was one point in time where they did a good job of being like, okay, we want you to watch this movie, so we're not going to spoil the
Yeah.
whole fucking movie
Right.
for you before we start.
AKA Cocaine Bear. Like, I've heard about that guy, but the fact that I feel like I saw the whole movie already, like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go watch it.
No, like horror comedies love revealing stuff because they love like showing the fun parts. Any kind of comedy, I feel like, and horror movies.
They try to get you with the shock value.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
But two movies I think have done really well with trailers, or actually Avengers Endgame. The first trailer they
Okay.
released like literally only shows stuff from the first 20 minutes. Right? It's
Yeah,
like this-
true.
It's
Like,
like
everybody
literally just
regrouping.
like them like going to fight Thanos in the beginning of the movie.
Because it
That's
was
a
a
really
highly
good point, yeah.
anticipated
Yeah.
sort of
It was
thing.
so good about not revealing anything.
It was the pinnacle of the Infinity Saga.
but still gets you excited. And then Barbarian, if you all ever saw it, that was a horror movie that came out this year. It's
Yes,
Did you
I
see
watched
it?
that just like a couple weeks ago.
isn't it? I mean, it's
That's the
most-
Airbnb one,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Bro,
It's
watch Barbarian.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's legitimately scary.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
No. Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
just
the
about-
biggest horror enthusiast.
No, I'm sorry. I know this is like
No, that's
completely
fine.
off task. But yeah, it's about this person who goes to rent an Airbnb, and there's like another guy who's already staying there, and it's
Yeah, no thanks.
just and then spooky things happen. That's like all the trailer really reveals, but
Okay.
it's goes places you never expect.
And then they find like a door in the basement that
Oh,
leads to this
fuck
whole.
no.
And then
And
yeah,
that's
and then
that's all I'm gonna say
Yeah.
because you
just
should legitimately watch.
descends from there. It's so good.
You don't even have to say like anything past a door.
Yeah, door, basement,
There's a
keywords.
door.
Hell no.
It's like the first part when Kevin goes into the basement in Home Alone. And
That's really what
the
that
fucking-
movie
the
feels
furnace
like.
scares the shit
The
out of me.
entire movie,
And you're just like, nope, bad vibes in the basement.
Except it's just at that like 10 level.
basically.
I really like the more recent trend where we're getting away from some of the tropes of like horror movies. One of the things that's the most infuriating thing about horror movies is how unnecessarily curious people are in
Yeah.
those
That's so
movies.
true.
And people will see some shit like that, and in a movie 10 years ago, they would be like, "Whoa, let me go explore
By myself.
the
Yeah.
scary
Yeah.
crawl space by myself because movie."
Because my friend is a
Because
weird.
movie. Yeah.
And in that movie, her first reaction is like, "Hell nah, I'm getting the fuck out of here." But then she's trapped in the basement.
Yeah. Oh, it's genius.
Yeah,
watch
that's how
that
they get
movie.
you.
Yeah.
With the trailer.
Yeah, legitimately. Oh shit! Yeah, sorry, I forgot to connect. Yeah.
We were talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
we forgot.
So this is. I don't know. Do you all ever listen to Mountain Joy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
some good stuff.
Yeah. We've talked about them a lot, but yeah, like the music we've written so far doesn't really reflect them. But like, this is one of our favorite songs to perform live. I'll stop talking.
Every phone call, I'm pacing the halls. Am I the only one who sleeps with the TV on? And I'm good, feels better than I'm hanging on when I need the time alone. So I pitched a tale where the wild things crow to feel the earth again. Try to avoid the pollution from this revolution. about me. Very well.
And that was I'm Your Wreck by Andrew.
Yes, I'm
That was good.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bro, we tell people to do that every time because I'm like, I'm not gonna introduce your song for you.
I get you.
And-
I realized that we hadn't started. I don't know. I wasn't
And-
gonna, like
yeah.
starting them.
And when I explain it to them, they're always like, huh? What? What the fuck?
You
I think I just
also
do a bad
understood,
job
yeah.
explaining it.
Do they
But-
never listen to the radio? Come on.
So what makes that song good to perform for you guys?
It's
There's
just,
a lot of things.
yeah. I mean, it's got such good energy. Like, I just love the song for one. Like, it's so fun to sing.
and it doesn't sound the same all the way through.
Yes, I love that. Like, we talk about how it has like 3 distinct like sections. Which,
Yeah, it switches up.
yeah, which is something we really enjoy.
Yeah.
In music.
On top of that, like the chorus is "I'm your wreck, I'm your wreck, I'm your." You say it says it says it several times, but we would like pass that around between each of us saying it, and then it gets to the life's a bitch I swallowed, and then everybody's singing.
Yeah.
So it feels like a conjoined effort.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a big thing. I think
Yeah.
it's like we love like getting to split up vocals between all of us. And that song, I do the majority of like the lead vocals, but like there's lots of opportunities for us to like all sing together, which is so fun. Like there's really fun harmonies in there too, which is and like we'll like all 3 or 4 be harmonizing on it.
Yeah.
It's super super cool for that, and I feel like everyone just gets to kind of showcase their talent with that.
Yeah, and after we'd already
That's
started playing it, like I decided to sit and like actually listen to more of their disc tracks and all their music, or that is. But we would usually use it as like a show ender.
Yeah,
You know,
Nice.
like maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we do like a pumped up song, like
Yeah.
"Fell in Love with a Girl" or something, you know, as an encore or something. But usually we'd end with that. But the thing is, it's the first song on their album,
Yeah,
which
Yeah.
like
that's
makes you
interesting.
think about it totally different. You know,
yeah, it's so
Whoa.
interesting as an intro.
Yeah.
to an album.
it's pretty sweet.
But it's so fun too, because like that outro jam, like we'll extend that and just like make it louder and
Yeah,
louder.
yeah.
as we
And
go
I'm
through, which is
soloing, so
fun.
like that shit feels great.
It's
rip
so
off.
fun. I love just getting because like I'm just playing chords and it's so easy to play. It's like I just get to like bang my head while Paul's slamming the kit near it. So it's super fun.
Yeah.
And I just get to yell on it. We all get to yell, which is always fun. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a really special song to me. And like also like when we would jam and like we would pick songs to play, like that was always the one I got most excited to play on. I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
Of our covers, like I always got so excited for that because it's I don't know. We all
To
felt so
me,
good about
it does
Yeah.
sound like a closer. When
Yeah.
you all said that you ended your shows with that, I was like, I can definitely
Yeah.
fucking see that.
It's got a good vibe for it.
But yeah, it would be a completely different context at the beginning. I don't know. It's weird how positioning shit like that really matters.
It's so true. We actually did open it with it once. The Halloween show we opened with I'm Your Wreck.
Yeah.
I completely forgot until now.
Yeah,
But-
I guess you're right. Maybe I brought it up, and then we were like, "Wait, maybe we should."
We should,
turn
like,
this on
flip-flop
its head.
stuff.
Yeah,
But I mean, you're right though. Like an album track list, if you like try to reimagine it, it's so interesting. Or like a set list, even like it's so fun. Like thinking about if things are switched.
I asked someone that question if they ever like think about the songs that they write or that they listen to, if there's like a good order to that, and they like didn't really know what I was talking about. And I thought
I think
of
a
this
lot
song.
of people don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
When you're talking about that. I think that's how only like music people really even give a fuck about
people who make music, maybe, yeah.
shit like that.
No, I think a lot about like especially now that we're trying to write an album, like the sequence a lot.
Mhm.
Like what's
Yeah.
like a good flow of the whole thing as a cohesive project.
Uh,
I don't know. I think about like intros and outros a lot. So the first and last songs of an album are always really important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It depends on what kind of
I
story
think so,
you're trying
too.
to tell.
Totally.
right. This album is a story, right? It shouldn't feel
That's
like
what it
every
should
song
be
is separate.
generally.
Yeah.
And
Depends
it should
on-
have rises and falls and all that. You know,
There are definitely some albums that are just like, here's everything else that I have.
all at once.
Yeah.
yeah.
And those work sometimes, but if you actually want to listen to an album all the way through
Mhm.
instead of just like maybe once and just picking out what you like,
Yeah.
it like an album that's designed for listening all the way through, I'm probably gonna like the actual album in itself more than most, where it's just like, here are the 3 songs that I actually fuck with from those like 12 songs
Yeah.
or
Right.
whatever.
that's most shit for real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
right.
yeah.
It
And
kind of
that's
feels
just
like a
so much music.
disservice to an artist if you only ever
Yeah.
listen to like their top track. You know.
Yeah. That's why I think
say that about so many people.
Yeah, I sound like such an old man, but like I do really miss like the days of like even just iTunes where you like had to buy an album to listen to because like it makes the listening so much more intentional.
It's a commitment.
Even for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, well, I bought this. I'm gonna listen to
'Cause-
all of it. Like,
Because with streaming, 99.999% of people, they'll never listen to an artist's full album, front to
Yeah.
back. they'll just be like, oh, I like that song. A lot of people just, it's easy to do, you know, go to their top tracks, top 5 biggest, best songs according to people. That's there. That's right.
And what's
there.
whack is when you hear a song by an artist. I guess it's if a new one or an old one that you've been listening to for a long time, and you look at their history on a streaming service or something like Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube Music, like Paul.
Yeah.
Like the song that you know and you love, like isn't even in their top 5.
Yeah.
Like, that ever happen? That's wild.
I've definitely had that happen.
I know. I'm glad that you all appreciate like albums, and like I still like getting like CDs, and like I've recently gotten into vinyl. Like I mean, I guess
trying to
everyone's
get back into vinyl. I haven't had a good spot for my record player, but
yeah.
as soon
Mine
as I
isn't licensed
do,
in.
it's gonna. I'm gonna get some speakers for it
I need
and
to-
shit
yeah,
like
I need
that
to do
because
that too.
right now it's just whatever's on the record player itself.
Yeah.
I want to be able to hear it like throughout the entire house.
Yeah, like a system. That would be
Mhm.
cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do miss that about my old house. Just being able to crank it up when no one else is home, or when everybody's home. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a big speaker for it.
2 on either side.
Oh, yeah. That seems
Yeah,
like the
and
way
there's
to
no
do it.
feeling like turning a record over. Like you can
Mhm.
wait. You're like, that was a really good song. I've never really listened to that one all the way. You know,
Yeah.
really listen to it. You know,
Yeah.
and then
Totally.
you listen to the other side and it can take you somewhere else.
Yeah. Kind of along, have you all ever like made or received like mixed CDs from people?
Mm-hmm.
That's like
I've had people just send me like playlists or
Yeah.
make
That's
me
the
a
modern
playlist.
equivalent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah,
I
same
actually
thing.
bought one time.
A mixed CD.
I was on a
That's
high
hard.
school choir trip. We were going to New York. We were in New York City. And we were walking down the street, like everybody's, in a
my
line,
God.
and I had this guy like
selling it
me,
on the street.
and he had a Jamaican accent. He's like, "Hey man, how you doing?" And he like stuck his hand out, so I like dabbed him up a little bit, and then he just held on.
Oh, God.
And I was like, "Hey, what's going on, dude?" He's like, "Hey man, I got this CD. You want to buy this from me?" It's like, "Okay, yeah."
Okay.
And so I like pulled out like I think $3. He's like, "Hey man, I saw some more money in there. How about you
Oh
give
my
me a
God.
5?" I was like, "All right, yeah, okay." And then I listened to it when I had
How
held
was
on to it for so long, and I finally listened to it. It was all right. I'm not a big hip hop person.
Was it worth $5?
I don't know. I guess to support
Oh,
local
dude.
artists, yeah.
Wait, was it like
Good.
his music?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
I
good
have
for
it
him.
somewhere in my
Oh,
old
okay.
backpack.
I honestly, I mean, this just sounds like how untrusting I am. I thought it was gonna be like a virus that'd be like put on your computer or
Oh,
something.
that's a good point.
Like I always get, I think I'm seeing too much Black Mirror or something.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
good reason.
But that's
to
wholesome
expect
though.
that,
That stuff
Yeah.
will rot your
Underground
brain.
rap.
Black Mirror, yeah.
I've just seen a little bit of it.
It's great.
pretty
It's stressful.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Does
how
it feel
I feel
too
about it.
real sometimes?
Cause I like all the messaging and shit in it. Cause every episode you're like, wow, that's a poignant point about fucking some
yeah.
real life shit.
Yeah.
But then you're like, wow, fuck, that's some real life shit.
Yeah.
And we're
Thinking
literally
about it
living
laying
in
down in
this
bed.
Black Mirror dystopia, and you're like, well, fuck, now I'm sad.
Yep.
Now I'm
Shit.
depressed thinking about,
Yeah. They have a few wholesome episodes though. There's like some like you ever see San Junipero?
Yeah.
I love that one.
I think I've
It's
just
like a
seen
sweet.
stuff. A friend told me the first 2 seasons are eh. They said start of season 3, so I was like, all right, bet. And the first one is Nosedive,
Oh, that's a
where
good one.
everybody like rates each other, and then
Yeah.
the girl you can see
Yeah.
like the mascara pouring down her eyes, and she's like, "Fuck this," essentially, like,
Oh, man,
doing her own
that one's
thing.
great.
After she meets that female trucker,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Interesting.
But then there's also the other one where the guy, like the 2 guys have to rob a bank because they get blackmailed.
Shut Up and Dance.
And then is that what it's,
Yeah.
yeah, and then he gets trolled at the end.
Oh my
It's like,
god.
fuck. What
That was the
a-
first one I ever saw.
That's sad,
That
really.
one fucked me up.
I
And you got
feel
hooked.
like
No,
I
yeah.
feel like I've only watched the weirdest episodes of Black Mirror.
There's so many weird
Because
ones.
I-
Yeah,
I
that's
watched
most
the
of them, I
weird-
think.
You talk about, sequencing and shit. I think the pilot episode is very telling.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
though pilot episodes of most shows are fucking shitty. But I watched the pilot for Black Mirror when, it was a few years ago and there were only like 2 seasons out. I was like, okay, let me just put it on. And that's the one where the politician is like blackmailed
Yeah.
to fuck a pig on live
Yeah.
television. And it's just like, what the fuck, dude? And then there's like the Street Fighter episode where
Yeah.
he's having sex with his friend
Oh,
virtually,
yeah.
and that was fucking weird. And then the last one I watched was the soldier one, where they have like these goggles that like distort their reality,
Oh,
so
that
it makes
one.
these their enemies look like fucking like monsters.
Yeah.
basically.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Also distinctly remember one where it was like you could get a robot replica of someone after they died, and it
Oh,
would just be
yeah.
generated off of like their social media profiles and shit like that.
Oh.
And
Oof.
that was twisted. I was
Yeah.
like, damn,
That sounds really
somebody might do this one day.
The
Yeah.
shit,
Like,
that's
with,
why
with the way that people think, like there would be somebody who's like, what if I just put like a clone of somebody into ChatGPT and then put it in a robot? body?
ChatGPT will take you somewhere. They got
Yeah.
some funny stuff on there. There's that other one where the two old ladies meet each other, but they're like young. And
Yeah.
they fall in love, and then
It's
one
like
of
in a
them
video
dies and they
game or
just
some
disappear.
shit.
Yeah. And there's also that horror video game one, Wyatt Russell, who's Kurt Russell's son.
Oh yeah, I didn't know he was Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, you won't be able to unsee it
Yeah.
after that.
that's why I can't watch it. Because
That's why I watch Seinfeld.
it's all fucking like you can't unsee what you've seen.
That's
Because I haven't watched that shit in years, and I'm
you're
remembering.
yeah.
It's all just right here, rent free,
Yeah.
still.
in the
fucking-
hippocampus, bro.
Yeah.
Just chilling.
So y'all talked something about movies earlier. So y'all are big movie heads.
Yeah.
We talk about
Yeah.
movies on here all the time. Are y'all just Marvel fans or?
No, definitely not. Like a lot of people will just like hate on Marvel because
Paul hates on Marvel.
I know that. Yeah,
Paul
yeah.
hates Marvel.
It's a bummer. Like I can see what people think like that they all kind of fall into the same formula, but like there's some fucking incredible movies. Like all three of the Captain
For
America
sure.
movies are awesome.
Yeah.
The
That's
Guardians
kind
of
of
the Galaxy movies are
most
fantastic.
solid.
Love those.
Yeah.
And I think all the Avengers movies are great too.
Yeah.
I
Among
think
others.
I think the second Guardians movie is slept on.
I
'Cause
agree.
I think
yeah.
everyone got hyped over the first one, and the second came
Yeah.
out, and it was kind of like a fart in the wind. You know, not a lot of people really gave a fuck about it.
But,
But
it's still,
I think it was
yeah.
as good as the first one for real.
Yeah. I think the second one's great.
Yeah.
No, I mean we actually are part of another we call it Varsity Film Club.
Yeah,
It's just like a
yeah.
film club that I started with Paul and our friend Michael. We started it it was a COVID thing. We started in January of 21, so we recently celebrated 2-year anniversary. But Ben joined that this year, and it's typically that once a week we'll just choose a more prestige movie to watch typically. We watched the Terminator
dope.
movies recently though.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
awesome. I've never seen those.
We were just talking about the Terminator movies a couple episodes ago when we were doing the chat.
Yeah, we had
GPT thing.
ChatGPT as our guest, basically. So we were just like, how do you feel about Terminator? It was like, I am an AI. I don't have feelings about things.
So it was okay. It was recognizing that.
And then we were like, okay, give me a review of Terminator.
There
And
you
it was
go.
like, I got you. Here's 4 paragraphs.
In a minute, right?
I mean,
If that.
it got faster because it's
It's
supposed
learning.
to remember
It's learning.
contextually what to generate.
Yeah.
So
So
did
nuts.
you all just do the first 3 Terminator movies for the club?
Actually,
We did the
hadn't-
first
we
two.
just did the first 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Because I mean,
have yet
those-
to see all the third one.
Yeah.
The third one's really good too.
Really?
But you know,
Slept
after
on,
that,
you said?
there's all the spin-offs.
Genesis,
so
Dark
many.
Fate, Salvation.
Yeah, those are pretty fucking.
They're
shit.
They're
Exact
unnecessary.
names. Yeah. But that was fun. I mean, we watched artsy movies too.
That I usually haven't heard of.
I'm gonna say, how do you feel about foreign films? Is that-
I
think it's a love it or hate it sort of
Yeah,
thing.
I
Was
love
that a
so.
Japanese horror film that we watched?
Oh my god, yeah.
Ago?
House. There's a 70s Japanese horror movie
Interesting.
called House. You all would love it. I think
Like,
it's nuts.
Where
Haunted
can I
house,
watch?
like a girl gets eaten by a piano. Like,
Love it. That's
someone,
great.
Like fills the house up with water, like
That's-
all sorts of stuff.
That's what that movie's about.
Yeah.
Not just the piano tragedy.
It's-
Okay, I'll have to watch.
It's
that.
just you just have to go in.
you know, they get
not
picked
even
off
do
one by
anything.
one.
Yeah.
The
It's
only real anime horror movie I've seen was Perfect Blue.
Yes,
was a
yeah,
film
that was.
commentary.
I had already
That
seen
was
it.
good.
They watched it.
Yeah.
I just
Oh
watched
my
it a
God.
few months ago, but talk about a mind fuck.
It's wild.
God.
That guy with the
It was-
camera, like not blinking.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, yeah, that movie was great. I love that. It was such a I don't understand why movies can't be an hour and 20 minutes. It was so tight.
There's
so,
no reason
Yeah.
for
I
them
know.
not to be.
every Best Picture nominee just about this year was 2.5 hours long, and
Which
it's
is
just
nuts.
unnecessary. For some of them it is necessary, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I just don't. If a movie doesn't have to be long, why do
I
it?
mean,
I
the
talk
days
about
of
that all
the
the time.
90-minute movie are far gone.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
It was a perfect formula for a lot
Yeah,
of
awesome.
shit.
that's
I
why
love
so
it.
many 80s, 90s movies are so good because they are 90,
There's no fluff.
100
An hour
minute
and a
long.
half's like
No
a
fluff,
good amount
yeah.
of time to kill, you
Great.
know, versus 2.5
I think
hours.
that's like most
Who the fuck
Pixar
says
movies.
2.5
And most of those are
hours?
fantastic.
Yeah, like a lot of kids' movies are short, which makes sense. But like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's like you don't need to make a saga about every movie.
True.
I
Or
don't
make 2 movies. There's so many long movies where I'm like, that could have been a couple of movies right there.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
did too much. There was some shit that was rushed because they didn't want to make 2 movies, obviously.
Yeah.
One movie I can't sit through is like The Hobbit. He's
I
a
did
big
that
Lord of the
in-
Rings guy.
In the
but-
theater, and we got like last minute tickets. And so we were in the very front row, and I just was like this for like
Oh,
2.5
That
hours.
sucks. That sucks.
My
That's
neck's
tough.
hurt.
You're
And
probably still
The
fucked up
Hobbit
with that.
movies
honestly,
just
yeah.
added so much. Like there's a part in the book where they kind of like go off and suddenly they're back in the next
Mhm.
chapter and you don't hear about any of it really. But like they just added so much.
Yeah, they just
But like
filled it
all
in.
3 of us in the band, like Lord of the Rings is way
Yeah,
up there.
that
Like, I
is-
read it
yeah.
a couple
Good
years
shit.
ago.
I like-
Absolutely recommend.
I like The Hobbit, the book.
Yeah,
The Hobbit
That
was
probably
great.
took less time than the fucking, if I were to watch all The Hobbit.
they probably could have made that in a movie or two. You know.
It definitely
Yeah.
could have been.
'Cause
Yeah,
that has
it
a
could
lot
have
of
been
fluff.
a 2. Yeah, I mean, like the whole last movie is like added in. Like,
I just saw them all once and I was like, honestly, I'm good. Lord of the Rings is
Yeah.
it.
yeah,
But it's the same type of thing with a lot of stuff where if you all are invested in the world like a lot of people are
Yeah.
with the Lord of the Rings shit, they can kind of get away with that sort of runtime.
Yeah.
I guess a equivalent for me would be like a Star Wars movie or a Harry Potter movie where kind of the same thing. Not as long, but 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours and 45 minutes type of thing.
yeah,
They hold up though. It's also like
True.
it depends on how good the series overall is
Yeah.
on whether or not people are going to be able to stay in front of a
Invest.
screen for even that long. Like
Yeah.
there are definitely sequels for shit that didn't need a sequel, and it's
Yeah.
just obvious and nobody even cares that there's a sequel
yeah.
because not everything needs all this fluff and like cash
always a
grab.
cash grab.
Yeah. Totally.
What can we show you in our trailer?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Have you all seen Gremlins 2?
No.
I actually haven't
I
seen the
need to.
OG Gremlins.
Perfect sequel.
Yeah?
So funny, bro.
I've heard great things.
Like, is it supposed to be funny?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
it's
that's
like
good.
campy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like kind of nuts at a couple points.
The first Gremlins movie is almost like a legitimate horror movie.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know if I'm
they're
just-
really trying like to kind of
Yeah.
get some
Spooky.
scares in and whatever, and they're like actual monsters. And in the second one, they're just like gross little men. Basically, they're just like walking around smoking
Yeah,
and
shit,
drinking,
like
and
smoking cigars
Yeah.
and stuff.
And
they're,
fucking-
they're like playing pool and smoking cigars and drinking.
I have to watch that movie.
It's
They're just
hilarious.
evil.
Years.
That's the bit. Is
It
that
would-
they're just evil instead
It
of just
would
like
be
demonic.
even funnier if you didn't see the first movie.
just
Yeah.
get into the
If you had no context.
They don't even reference the first one a lot. throughout that
Not
either.
really.
There are like different rules and shit.
Was it
in
made
some
like
parts.
too far later? Like, was it made like 15 or 20 years later? Or was it?
I think it was the type of thing where the studio kind of forced them into making a sequel.
Sure.
So they were like,
Like,
you know
making
what?
money.
You want
you.
a fucking sequel? You're gonna get a fucking sequel. There's
Oh,
gonna
take
be gremlin titty in it, but there's
I don't know if I'm ready
is
for
is
it.
there gremlin nip in that movie?
There's a
I don't know if there's
cross-dressing
nip.
gremlin, basically.
Wow.
That's what he's referencing.
I don't know if
They're
there's
complex organisms, huh?
They are.
They do
I
kind
have
of
to see
develop
this.
a micro society. Where is it? Is it like a music venue or like a mall or
It's
where
like
do they set up
it's like a
camp?
corporate building.
That's right. That's fucking right.
Oh my god.
It's like this TV studio.
That
And
sounds
so these
amazing.
girls are just wreaking havoc on them.
They
Okay,
take it
fuck.
over.
This is usually the point of the show where we just completely meander into nonsense.
But that's alright.
Mhm.
Into that sweet good night.
I think we're at a good point. Almost an hour. Closing remarks. Plug yourselves.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Now's the time.
But yeah, so we are again. We're JB Film Club. We're a local band, and we have 2 upcoming gigs. We're playing. Will this episode come out?
It's
when
gonna
is-
come out
Friday.
Friday. Okay.
Well, today is 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. If you didn't realize that, that's pretty lit.
Holy shit!
Insane. The year ends with 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right?
That's
But
fine,
today
yeah.
is 3,
Oh
2,
my
1,
gosh.
2, 3.
Yeah.
Boom. Made that realization in class the other day. Or in class a couple hours ago.
I
Wow.
can't believe this isn't like a national holiday.
I know.
It's something day. I saw. It's like.
I think every day is something day. My mom
Well,
sends
you're
me
right.
those,
Yeah.
actually.
It's true. It's like Mirror Day or something like that.
Well, that's
Palindrome Day.
Mirror Day.
Palindrome Day.
Palindrome day.
Because it's the same thing spelled backwards.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that like a kayak
Yeah.
or a race car? Another one? Ready for
Race
this?
car. Wow.
Ready for this? A man, a plan, a canal, Panama.
Oh my gosh. My go-to is always
Write it
rats.
down later. if you
Wait,
want.
what the fuck did you just say?
A man, a plan, a canal, Panama.
I love
My
that.
friend told me that in high school, and I will never forget that.
Bro,
That's
I'm gonna have to figure that
Spell
out
check
in
that.
post production. I don't think I'm gonna figure that out anytime soon.
My
Word.
yeah, my go-to is always rats live on no evil star.
Yo.
Pretty cool.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Anyway,
I gotta tell my friend.
Say
Ryan
that again.
rats live on no evil star. Isn't that cool?
Is that not just nonsense?
What do you think about it backwards?
It might be, but it's,
It's
the
the
same,
same
I
thing
guess.
backwards, so it's so cool. Anyway,
So-
okay,
We have to share this.
yeah, okay, we do need to.
So we are
figure this out.
JV Film Club.
Mhm.
This is coming out Friday. If you're doing nothing the following day, we have a show this Saturday.
Mhm.
Saturday.
Yeah, it's the Doom Gong. They're another band. We're opening for them. It's their album release show at the Whirling
Very cool.
Tiger.
Whirling Tiger.
Yeah, so we're gonna be
Where's
opening
that?
for them. It's pretty close here. It's on
off
Story.
Avenue.
So-
So east
shit.
end of Louisville.
Oh, that's right. But yeah, so we're opening for them on Saturday
That
tomorrow.
sounds dope.
And then 1 week from today, when this episode is released, we're playing in U of L's Battle of the Bands, actually.
Oh shit.
So, if you don't have plans next Friday night, we're playing Battle of the Bands. We're going up against 2 other locals.
Yeah. It's free for students and it's $5 for anybody else.
Yeah. And,
Anyone is welcome.
yeah, and
Fuck
we'll be,
I love free shit.
yeah, man. And we'll be releasing our first song soon. We don't have a date yet, but we're in the
stay
process
tuned.
of finishing it
And
up,
we already
so-
know what's coming next. It's an original of mine, and I'm very excited.
Mhm.
Nice.
Oh yeah, big things are coming. Yeah, so JV Film Club. You can find us on Instagram, on Spotify soon.
You can find us at Whirling Tiger tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for being on.
Thanks
y'all.
for
For
listening.
sure.
Yeah.
Peace.